One of the newer reasons they gon' speak on pain when they spit for like a therapist. I taught these little how to vent, they get nominated for shit like I don't spaz on their verse. Real soldier trying to let the world know that I was first. They call me Cap a lot cause I'm above, I'm known to go berserk. Lot of anger in me, it's hard to control it when you hurt. 7.62s out the chopper, fold them like a shirt. They ain't trying to hit the crib, them demons on there when they lurk. 90s baby, so I come from Motorola.
Fight Fiend Forecast. I'm Joseph, the host, back for another show. UFC Vegas 86 going down at the Apex. And I hate to say it, but this is another fairly low-level card. I know we got some decent fights, some good matchups, but for betting, like, once again, this is not the most confident card for me. A lot of low-confidence picks here. We're going to run through it pretty quick. I know last video I said we were going to go through it quick, and it was like a 40-minute video, so I'm sorry for that. And it was very late. So it's Wednesday now. I'm getting it out there a little bit earlier than last week, but still I want to try to get the videos out on Sunday, Monday. I want to try to get back on track and get some more momentum going for the Fight Fiend Forecast. Once I hit 1,000 subscribers, I'm going to give away some more money. And it's going to be for more than one winner as well. So I'm going to give $100 out to multiple winners. So if you haven't yet, suplex to the channel and smash the like button on the video if you enjoy the prediction videos each and every week. I also do a post-weigh-in face-off show when I'm not so busy. So what I've been busy doing is shoveling. We just got 50 centimeters of snow. These are two pictures of what I've been doing. I had a lot to shovel out the last 2 days. I had the content ready Saturday, Sunday. I was going to have the video out for Monday, but I had way too much shoveling to do. Business calls, so I got to take care of those priorities. So now I got time to get this video going. So if you have not yet, smash the like button. I appreciate everybody coming and tuning in to the Fight Fiend Forecast. We're going to try to make some money. I know last week we went 50%. We got to do better. We must do better, especially if we want to take advantage of these bookies, because they're taking advantage of us, and I'm not letting that happen on this card. We're getting back on track. Full steam ahead here. We're going to start it off with the prelims. A bunch of fights have been, canceled, and even a couple days ago, or even hours ago, we had a fighter come in short notice, Timothy Cuamba. He fought February 2nd, so he's ready to go. Didn't get the contract on the Dana White Contender Series, but he's getting his opportunity here on very short notice. Like a couple hours ago, they just announced that fight because Damir Hadzovic withdrew, or visa issues actually, that's why he withdrew. I didn't think Hadzovic was going to stand a goddamn chance, so thankfully we got a more entertaining fight, let's say that, because that was going to be an easy pick for the newcomer Bolaji Oki. I'm pretty sure he was going to get that one done pretty easily by KO. So now we got a more entertaining fight against Timothy Cuamba. Another kind of Dana White Contender Series fight in Dana White's backyard. So we're going to talk about it here shortly. It's on the prelims. And I'm going to start off breaking down this card with the prelims. Like I said, I'm going to run through it quick. So here we go. Bantamweight bout. Daniel Marcos, Aoriqileng, however you want to say it. He's a $3 underdog right now. He has grit, determination. He's very durable. I see this one going 15 minutes. You got a guy coming in here fairly new to the UFC. He won a split decision to Davey Grant. He looked good in the Dana White Contender Series. His UFC debut found a finish against Simon Oliveira. His striking's very good. He can do some flying knees, spinning attacks. He mixes up very well. His combos are very effective. He's aggressive, has great cardio. I think he's going to get it done. Both these guys the same age, but Marcos is just a little newer to the UFC, a little bit more hungry, I would say. But at the same time, Aoriqileng lost a couple fights. He's been around the block, coming off a win as well. This guy's hungry, and I can't say he's not hungry, you know what I mean? He has a lot of determination, like I said, so there could be value in the underdog. I got to go with the favorite here to start the night off. I think he's getting it done by a decision. He's a decent little prospect to watch out for, but the bantamweight division is stacked, and I'm not too sure how far he's going to go. Someone's going to ruin that goose egg eventually, I would say. I don't think this guy's the highest level, like you guys can see here. Coming off a split decision to Davey Grant. He was lucky to get it done, and he's going to have to grind this one out if he wants to get it done. I think he can. Let's see how it goes. First fight of the night. Hopefully he doesn't screw us. Now we got the second fight of the night. Another favorite I'm going to rock with here, Hyder, Amil. And he's coming off a Dana White Contender Series win, unanimous decision, just got the contract, showed his cardio, his grit as well. Pretty durable. I don't see him getting finished to a guy that really needs a win. 3 losses in a row for Fernie. Garcia stepping in here very short notice. He's well trained, very well trained, has a good corner, but I just don't think he's going to get this one done. This is a pretty cut and dry pick. The Dana White Contender Series fighters should come out here and edge it out by a decision. Hyder here has a couple knockouts, 4 knockouts, but 11-5, 3-1, 0-2. Not the most impressive in my opinion on the Contender Series. His opponent was 14-4. Amir Sanaz, who I can't even fucking pronounce this guy's name. Emera Sonmez. Yeah, he pushed the pace with that guy there. I know he got taken down a lot, but got the job done unanimously. Proved a lot in that fight, and Garcia is just going to have a tough time here, especially on short notice. If he won this fight, it wouldn't even shock me, because Mike Breeden came out there, he lost a bunch of fights, got the job done against Jubilee. Jubilee was a massive favorite, so anything can happen. It's MMA. I'm not looking to bet this one. I'm not looking to stack up Hyder, Amil on parlays, anything like that, man. He's 33 years old. Just coming into the UFC now, 8-0. He doesn't have the most experience. Fernie is definitely more experienced. Like, I don't want to talk about this one too much. Call 1-800-GAMBLER if you're looking to put a lot of money on this one, because that's just not a smart decision. Next up, we got Zach Pauga and Bogdan Guskov. Coin flip. People are going to be looking to bet it. This is another one, 1-800-GAMBLER probably should be called. Both these guys coming off a loss, and if you have a good read on this one, go for it. But Bogdan Guskov, he's a finisher. He's going to be more dangerous. I understand that. He's an underdog as well. He can double your money. But Zach Pauga has a little bit more experience. I know he's only 6-2, but he fought on The Ultimate Fighter. He only got knocked out to Muhammad Usman, who is a powerhouse. Bogdan Guskov is aggressive. He's scary. Very dangerous. But I think Pauga could probably grease this one out by a decision. It's not going to surprise me. Modestus Bacchus, pushed the pace, edged it out by a decision there, beat Zach Pauga, and Zach Pauga hasn't impressed me. His game planning has not impressed me. This guy's very hard to trust. I wouldn't want to put money on this fight. Maybe on the finish for Bogdan Guskov. It's inside the distance or nothing for him, though. If it goes 15 minutes, I think Zach Pauga is going to get the cage control, maybe get some takedowns. Edge this one out, man. Like, if he gets 6 minutes control time, it's going to be a wrap. Bogdan Guskov, though, like I said, finish or bust for this guy. Tough one to cap. I'll side with Pauga, though. I guess I'll do that. Not looking to bet it. This one here, Jeremiah Wells and Max Griffin, welterweight bout. And this is a close one as well. Jeremiah Wells, coming into the UFC at a young age here, 37 years old. Not very young, you know what I mean? Like, doesn't have the most experience for his age, but he hasn't had as much tread worn off the tires, you know what I mean? Max Griffin has just had some wear and tear, and it's going to be hard to trust a guy like that now. He got pieced up against Michael Morales. He was able not get finished. I don't know if he's going to get finished here. If it goes 15 minutes, it's obviously going to be a little bit greasy. Griffin could win the decision, Odds are fairly close. 237 for Max Griffin. I was thinking about taking him as a pick, but I got to go with Jeremiah Wells. This dude, less wear and tear on the body. Still a dangerous guy, especially in the first and second round. His cardio is a lot better than in the third round, which is where I think Max Griffin will try to take over this fight. Griffin's very durable. Don't see him getting finished. Maybe on the ground he's going to get controlled, get taken down. Jeremiah Wells could be searching for a submission in this fight. Wouldn't surprise me in the least. But I feel more comfortable. Definitely more comfortable side with Jeremiah Wells here, man. Not going to be one I'm looking to bet either. Unfortunately, first couple fights, don't have the most confidence in. Like, I'm not looking to bet these. It is what it is. I'll do a little bit of degenerate action, stuff like that, but not the most confident reads. Anything can happen. Like I said, I was going to go Max Griffin. This guy has a lot of experience, 7-8 in the UFC. And Jeremiah Wells, 4-1, coming off that loss in the third round to Carlston Harris. I don't love it, but I think he's going to bounce back. Enough said. There's a couple cards coming up that I'm going to look to get more invested in, but these ones, let's just have some fun here. Be smart with your money. Be smart with your bankroll. We're going to manage it wisely and hopefully try to make some profit here. Next up, we got a light heavyweight bout. between Devin Clark and Marcin Prachnio, and I just feel like every fight's going to go to a decision here. I got probably over 70% of these fights going the distance. Only 4 finishes, in my opinion, going to happen. But, it's MMA. Anything can happen here. I'm going to go with the favorite once again, Devin Clark. I feel like he has more experience, and in this fight here, the experience is going to matter. Marcin Prachnio, he's win-loss since his last 4 fights, 2021. I don't believe this guy's getting back on the win column. He is due for a win, but if you look at the side of Devin Clark, he's been lost-win his last 5 fights since 2020. He's due for the win as well. So that's a little thing to think about here. Both these guys have been following a trend. One of the trends is going to come to an end. One of these guys ain't getting the win. I got to go with the guy with the more UFC experience, Devin Black Bear Clark. Another hard guy to trust. Another one with low confidence, but if it goes the distance, he's going to have the experience in his back pocket. I know last fight we talked about Max Griffin, and maybe Max Griffin wins with the experience in his back pocket, but in this fight, I will more comfortably pick Devin Clark. Obviously, I'm siding with the favorites. The last couple cards, we've seen some underdogs cash in. I just don't see how Marcin Prachnio is going to get this one done with a guy with 16 fights inside the UFC. When it comes down to that, it's going to be pretty significant. Now I'm really second-guessing that Max Griffin pick. Max Griffin's 7-8 in the UFC, pretty well 16 fights as well, fighting a guy with 5 fights. So on Friday, I might have to switch the Jeremiah Wells pick. Don't mean to backtrack, but this card's sketchy. I'm going to do more research, but Friday, please come back, and I'll have my final picks, some bets, stuff like that. I'm definitely having a post-weigh-in face-off show this week. So, come back, and we'll get this figured out. Devin Clark should win this fight, though. And next up, this is the fight where Timothy Cuamba's coming in here short notice against Bolaji Oki. Oki, he obviously is gonna be ready to roll here. Super powerful guy looking at him here. Gonna have a slight reach advantage. A little bit older, but he's not that much more seasoned. Both these guys 8-1, coming off a Contender Series win. But in the Contender Series, I feel like Oki really, really impressed me. Now, he's one of the first fights on the card, week number 4. Both these guys fought on week 4, but Oki was before Cuamba's fight. And Oki blew the doors off that Apex, man. Round 1 KO against a guy that was very favorited to win. And Oki came in as an underdog from Belgium. Got the job done, man. You gotta love this guy. You don't see many Belgium fighters coming to the UFC. I'm gonna go with him here. Don't know the odds. I think he's gonna get the KO. Cuamba is coming off a knockout win just a couple days ago, February 2nd, like I said. So eventually, in the second, third round, I think he's gonna start to gas, and Oki's gonna wear him down, man. Look at the size of Oki. Sometimes, you just take a fight because it's an opportunity. Opportunities come knocking, you answer the door. But sometimes you answer the door and you get punched directly in the face. I feel like that's going to happen here. Timothy Cuamba, though, I'd like to see him back inside the UFC. I'm not counting this guy out. I respect this guy stepping in short notice. He's an entertaining fighter, but I don't think he's going to be able to survive 15 minutes in this fight. He's a little bit green in his career, just turned 25. His birthday is tomorrow on Thursday. Maybe he's ready to roll, ready to rock, but it's going to be a tough test. I'd love to see the odds, though. On to the next. We got a women's fight, and I've been calling these women's fights perfectly. Very good. Don't remember the last women's fight that I called incorrect. So in this fight, you guys are going to be looking to tail me on this pick here. And why not? This girl has been on a roll. She's been very impressive. Haven't seen her fight in a while, though. A little bit of a layoff here. But she won her last 2 fights. Loma Lookboonmee. This girl here, 5-1. She's short, but she is ferocious. And I think Bruna Brazil, 4-inch reach advantage, is taller, just isn't really impressing me. Shannon Banan, unanimous decision win there. Not bad, but she lost her debut to Denise Gomes, and Gomes pressured her and pushed her back. And I'm not saying Loma Lookboonmee's going to knock her out or anything like that. That would be crazy. That would be insane in the membrane. I just think Loma Lookboonmee will put on the pressure, have more experience inside the octagon. She's 5-1 inside the UFC. Super, super impressive. This is a girl that I've been making some money on. and by a decision as well. She has 1 knockout win in her career, 1 submission win in her career, 6 decision wins. She knows how to push the pace. She can keep the pressure on Bruna Brazil, get this one done within 15 minutes. You know, she can mix in the takedowns, some control time, have better striking numbers like accuracy, defense percentages, volume of strikes per minute. Like, this girl, I feel like through the course of 15 minutes is going to get it done fairly comfortably. And the odd makers agree. 140 favorite, Loma Lookboonmee. Not going to overthink this one. On to the next. And next up, we got another welterweight bout. Usually we don't get to see welterweights fight that often, but this year we've been seeing quite a few welterweight bouts get scheduled. And thankfully, we got another Dana White Contender Series fight in Dana White's backyard. So this is one where, you know, getting a little bit of confidence, okay? The guys from the Contender Series are starting to get their groove, get the win, their first fight in the UFC. I think they're getting the more favored matchups now. The matchmakers want the Contender Series fighters to get the job done. And in this matchup, money has been piling in on Carlos Prates, who's a 140 favorite right now. I believe he opened at like 250, something like that. Now Trevin Giles is sitting at $3. Trevin Giles, vet of the game. This dude's 7-5 in the UFC, but he's getting handed pretty stiff competition. And his durability is just not holding up, unfortunately. 2 knockout losses, 3 submission losses. For an ex-police officer, I mean, this guy is not very durable. And his chin, little questionable. I think Carlos Prates here is going to test it. 4-inch reach advantage. He's obviously going to have some success there. Coming off the knockout win on the Contender Series. Y'all seen his power, his aggressiveness, and the success that this guy can have striking. On the feet, he should send Trevin Giles to the Shadow Realm. I don't expect anything less than an impressive finish here for Carlos. Either a submission win. He has 3 submissions. That would be a little rare, but I'd be very comfortable looking at the knockout prop here for Carlos. 12 knockout wins. And this guy won his last 7 fights, 4 of them in the very first round, 6 of them by finish. His last 6 by finish, man. This guy's on a roll. I don't expect it to end now. UFC matchmakers know exactly what they're doing in this fight. This is a fight here where we can come in and make a good amount of profit on Carlos Prates. And next up, we got a very close fight. And now that we're working closer to the main event, I feel like we're getting some opportunities where we can make some profit, make some good money here. Rodolfo Vieira and Armen Petrosyan, another piece. So you know the profit is just calling my name on this guy here. He's an underdog too. Double your money play here. And Armen, dude, I think he's going to stuff the takedowns against Rodolfo Vieira, the black belt hunter. Armen Petrosyan ain't getting submitted, my guy. He got knocked out once and he has 1 decision loss. This guy's fairly durable. He has a great takedown defense. He can keep it on the feet. He can keep it close. And I think he can outstrike Rodolfo Vieira, who on the feet just ain't him. He just ain't that guy. He can't come in here and get an explosive knockout. He can't outstrike Armen Petrosyan. Defensively, I don't think he can avoid the shots that Armen Petrosyan is going to be throwing. Like, his leg kicks, pretty decent, man. I don't want to bet against Armen Petrosyan. Not today, not tomorrow. I believe in this guy for right now. Coming off a decent win as well, Christian Leroy Duncan. I think the momentum's going to continue for him. Rodolfo Vieira got handed a layup fight with Cody Brunage, submitted him in the 2nd round. He has a lot of nice submission wins, Rodolfo. 8 submissions, 1 knockout win, but if it goes the distance, this guy ain't winning. He's never won a decision in his life. He has 1 decision loss. He has 1 submission loss, although he is the black belt hunter. Knockout could be live. First ever knockout loss for Rodolfo Vieira. I'd be more comfortable going with a decision for Armen Petrosyan. I definitely don't see Armen Petrosyan getting a submission against Rodolfo Vieira. That's for sure. He's never got a submission in his life. 6 knockout wins and 3 decision wins. So pretty clear this is going to be a knockout or a decision win for Armen Petrosyan. So you can bet both, like a double chance on Bet365. That's an option. Or you could try to take a stab at the knockout if you're confident. But Platinum members are going to know what my final play is. You know, I believe this one could go 15 minutes. And the underdog going to get his hand raised. And next up, we got a lightweight scrap between Michael Johnson and Darrius Flowers. This is a close fight, pretty well coin flip, 172, slight money favorite for Michael Johnson. This guy is very experienced, and I understand why he is a favorite. This is another fight where if you're going to take the underdog, just take him by the finish, right? Michael Johnson got sent to the shallow realm to Diego Vieira in the second round. Stone cold KO punch. So Darius Flowers, this guy here, look at how he gets the job done. 8 knockout wins, 1 submission win, 3 decisions. If it goes the distance, you know the guy with the more experience inside the UFC. A veteran in the game who's fought the who's who is probably going to get his hand raised. But what's going to happen here, how Michael Johnson will lose his fight, is getting sent to the shadow realm once again. This guy, if his chin gets cracked by a guy that's fucking throwing heat, big broad shoulders, you know, don't be surprised if Darius Flowers knocks him unconscious. Like, it's MMA, anything can happen. Looking at the size of Darius Flowers, like, it's definitely a possibility, man. Hedge bet Darius Flowers with the knockout prop to be safe. I was trying to think of a way to convince myself to bet Michael Johnson by submission because Darius Flowers has 5 submission losses out of his 6 losses. But Michael Johnson, 2 submission wins, 9 knockout wins, 10 decision wins. He's a decision dominator for the most part, especially at this age in his career. That's how I think the fight's going to finish, by a decision for Michael Johnson. The menace. So Darius Flowers is making the move down to lightweight here. That's what's really concerning. Looking at it now, and the age difference. Let's just be very cautious if we're betting Michael Johnson, and be very aware that Darius Flowers could knock him the fuck out. And next up, we got a fairly entertaining fight in the middleweight division between Brad Tavares and Gregory Rodriguez. For as long as it lasts, a lot of people are going to think, like, Brad Tavares, you know, decision dominator, you know, he could win a decision. RoboCop, coming off a big win, could get the knockout now. Looking at the odds, obviously RoboCop going to be the more likely sided fighter here for the win. I got to agree with it, man. His power is next level. He's very strong with the forward pressure, high pace, durable as well. You've seen the damage he can take, and Brad Tavares, I don't think he's the most dangerous fighter. He's well-rounded. He has experience. He's a little bit durable, but he's not the guy. He's just not him. Like I said about Rodolfo Vieira, he's just not that guy to go out there and really fight for your money and get that knockout shot when you need him to get the knockout shot. He can't fight when he's from behind when he's losing, anything like that. Like, just another tough guy to trust. Not going to trust him. Not doing it. Not even thinking about it. So Gregory Rodriguez should be one of the most confident picks on this entire card. He should do what he does. The RoboCop coming in here, round 1, getting the knockout shot, clean shot. And don't even be surprised if it goes to the ground. RoboCop gets the submission because we've seen him with the explosive takedowns and control time. He can snatch up a submission, no problem. Inside the distance, RoboCop, not even thinking twice about it, not wasting your time. Let's get it. And next up, the bookies are, giving us a break here. We got Eor Pateria and Robert Bryzik coming in here, UFC debut. And the matchmakers know what they're doing here. And the bookies know this guy is likely going to get the job done. 150 favorite. His last couple wins, all in the first round by KO. Eor loves a firefight, loves to throw bombs. Just right in the first round, just leave it all on the line. Leave his chin there, just exposed to be smacked. And he don't care if he gets knocked out, man. This guy's been knocked out multiple times. 4 knockout losses and 1 decision loss. When he loses, he usually gets smacked right to the ground. So he's not afraid. But, when you see him win, it's usually by a knockout or a finish. 9 knockouts, 6 submissions. He's a finisher. And in a fight like this, he's coming in short notice. That's what he's going to be looking to do. But Robert's just he's going to be too clean with the striking, have the higher IQ, and defensively, he's not going to leave himself exposed with his hands down. I think he's going to play a tight guard, hands up, and find a nice counter shot. Maybe even come in here super aggressive and just make it an early night at the office, get the job done against Ihor, who, when he's getting the call to the office, he's not doing good. 1-3 in the UFC, all finishes. I think there's another finish waiting to happen in this fight here as soon as the ref lets these two go at her, because they're going to go at her in the first round. And someone is going to be laying on the octagon by the end of her. Going with the favorite, Polish Power, getting it done, KO. Like I said, there's going to be a couple finishes on this card. There's one of them. I've called a couple, but a lot of decisions, man. A lot of decisions. That's why You just play it money line just in case there is a late finish, fluky finish, anything like that. It's MMA. I'm just here to give you guys my leans, what I'm doing on these fights. You don't have to tail me on each and every pick. You don't have to tail me on any of them. You can fade me on each and every pick that I give out. That's all right. I'm just trying to help you guys out, give you guys some information. Like I said, these are my leans. This is what I'm doing. So let me know in the comments if you don't like some of the stuff I'm saying, if you disagree with some of the picks, so then maybe I can save some money and we can win together. That's what we're here for. We're a growing community. We have a free Discord going, and I love to hear from forecasters in the Discord chat, in the comments, on Instagram, in the comments, stuff like that. So follow us on all platforms. I really appreciate that support. Momentum's going to start rolling here. I'm going to get more videos going. Like I said, I'm going to try to do videos on Sunday, Monday, have them out nice and early. Maybe do some recap shows, maybe a little bit of drama videos, stuff like that. Just recap and stuff that's going on throughout fight week. And maybe recap some announcements that Dana White does just to get some more traction for the Fight Fiend forecast. Give you guys some videos to watch, keep you guys entertained. I'm not here to waste your time. We're all trying to make some money on the side. You know, we're not betting our mortgage. We're not betting our rent on these fights. We're going to play it smart, and we're going to constantly make profit throughout this year. We're going to learn a lot as we lose, but each loss isn't bad. You can't look at a loss as the end of the world. You know, we're living with no regrets. We're betting with no regrets. And if we lose, it's just a lesson, and we know there's going to be something good come of it, so let's get after it here. Dan, 50K Iggy, and Andre Fili, former lock of the week, just got the first round knockout win for us as the lock of the week when we were on a heater. But in this fight, obviously he's an underdog, and I cannot go with him here in a tough matchup against a decision dominator, Dan Iggy, who might be searching for a 50K bonus, but he's definitely going to be fighting his ass off for a win. He only loses to high caliber fighters now, like Bryce Mitchell, Mosvar Evloev, Josh Emmett, Korean Zombie, Calvin Qatar, all decision losses. Like, he's not going to get finished. He's not going to get caught. I don't think he's going to even get taken down in this fight. Fili is very well rounded. When he first came into the UFC, there was high hopes for this guy. There's still high hopes for this guy. He has a very nice style. I like this guy as a fighter a lot. You know, all the respect to Andre Fili. I don't believe this is a matchup that he's going to get done. This is a step up that's just too much for Andre Fili. We've seen this guy lose a couple times now. My most recent memory was his loss to Nathaniel Wood. And Dan Iggy's going to be a much better, much more powerful striker than Nathaniel Wood. So shouldn't really be a question. Shouldn't have to overthink this one too much. 158 is great value. We're going to get paid. As long as Dan Iggy comes in here with the right mindset, you know, coming off a loss, should be hungry and should be coming out there looking to take Andre Fili's head off, looking to bet this one money line for sure. And next up, we got the main event of the evening. Jack, the Joker Hermansson, and Joe Body Bags Pyfer. And Pyfer Fish, man, I doubted him against Abdul Razak Al Hassan, and I paid the price. But just a degenerate price, because I didn't go heavy on Abdul Razak Al Hassan. I thought Razak Al Hassan was going to be really dangerous in the first round, and Abdul just was really timid. He kind of knew that Joe Pyfer was too quick for him, too sharp and accurate, and in this fight, what's Jack Hermansson going to have to offer on the feet, you know what I mean? If Abdul Razak Al Hassan couldn't do a thing on the feet, couldn't intimidate Joe Pyfer, couldn't touch him with the power, Hermansson ain't going to drop him, not going to outstrike him. And Joe Pyfer, with his explosive takedowns and control, should be able to control Hermansson on the ground. I'm not saying he's going to get the submission because Hermansson's so hard to submit. You're going to have to find the ground and pound here. You're going to have to catch him on the feet. And Joe Pyfer is the guy to find the knockout shot. He will fight for your money. He will fight for the prop as well. Joe Pyfer by knockout is what I'm going to do here. Fairly confident in it. He's much younger, much hungrier, and this guy has something to fight for. He's very dedicated to the martial arts world. And yeah, storyline is just incredible. After I heard about his story and stuff like that, I'm like, damn, I should not have even thought about doubting this guy, you know. Joe Pyfer, I think he's a real deal. I'm not going to lie to you. I think he is 100% the real deal. I think he's getting it done here, first, second round KO. I'm expecting him to get a couple more fights under his belt in 2024 and maybe even make a title run here, man. This guy, like, seriously, he's the real deal. Like, don't doubt Joe Pyfer. That's just a strong warning for you guys right now. We'll see how this fight goes, but it should be super impressive and a super easy night at the office for Joe Body Bigs Pyfer, who's going to bring home a pile of money after he knocks out Jack Hermansson's ass. No locks yet. Nobody locked in. I gave you some confident picks, though. I told you some fights that I'm picking just to give you a pick. You know what I mean? Sometimes you just got to give a goddamn pick. You don't know what to do. You're forced with the gun to your head, give a pick, and you just go with it. And on more than one fight, we're definitely in that situation that we're just kind of flying with the pick. Not going to put any hard-earned money on the pick, anything like that. Maybe a degenerate sprinkle on a prop. You know, we're not looking to lose money on this card. We're looking to make some profit. And like I said multiple times on this show, I'm going to do a post-weigh-in face-off show. That's where we're going to really try to find some profit. I'm going to have my best bets on the show, my final picks, stuff like that. And I will also let you guys know who the forecast of the week is. Yes, it's back. I completely forgot last week. Like, I've been busy as hell with work. I own my own business. We're building a house. We're doing snow removal and salt and walkways. So like I said, last week was just a mess. Super late video. Didn't even do the forecaster of the week. And last week, Marshall Insight had Jillian Robertson by finish. He doubled up everyone's money. But I'm not going to go with his comment once again unless he's the only one that comments, right? So all what you got to do to become the forecast of the week is comment your most confident prop in the comments below on this video. It has to be a plus money prop. And what I'll do is tail one forecaster's comment, their favorite prop at plus money, and I'll do some content on it as I did the first week for Jillian Robertson. I had all the content made up for Marshall Insight. I made an Instagram post, a Twitter post. I had it on the post-weigh-in face-off show. So each and every week I'm going to do this. It gives the forecasters a chance to join the show without actually having to go on video chat, stuff like that. And also, don't be afraid to scroll through the comments and see what everybody else is doing for their props. Because I only can choose one prop of the week, and I assume 5 to 10 people are going to give a plus money prop. So we're here as a team on a mission to make some money, make some profit. So don't be greedy. Don't try to do it by yourself, right? I'm not trying to do it all by myself. That's why I come on here each and every week, give my picks, give my predictions, my bets, stuff like that. We're a team. We're on a mission, and we're going to make some goddamn money this week. Bookies have been taking advantage of us, but like I said, we're not going to let that happen on this card. The train is getting back on track. Full steam ahead, baby. Let's go.